Didn't we almost make it this sunny June?
Basketball. Campbell with the drive and shot won't fall. And it'll be Marietta basketball. So Campbell into the ball game. York is not starting out the second half. Wade is in though, however. Clarence Clark shot off the backboard is no good. That was number 43, Mark Bradley. Ball stolen away by Huckel. Layup, no good. Myers comes up with the rebound. 2-on-2. Campbell with almost a stop and pop. He didn't thought about it. Decided to take it back out to Wally. And that is the 13
turnovers, right?
Turnover. You know, back to halftime stats. You notice last week Logan 9-21 through the whole game of foul shooting, 4 of 4 in the first half. What a turnaround from a week ago.
Well, that's early. You know, also halftime 4 of 4. They haven't shot that many free throws to miss. With a turnover, number 15 from Marietta. But a good point. At least 4 out of 4 is a good start, at least. But, you know, Keith Myers shot all 4 of those. Also, that's a big difference.
28-13, there has not been a bucket made yet here in the second half of play. 6 minutes and 52 seconds left. There it is, Keith Myers. Myers with 12. Makes it 30-23 Chiefs. Bradley with the jumper shot, no good.
Foul on Marietta. That'll be on Mark Bradley, his second of the evening.
And it'll be the first team foul in the second half for Marietta. Marietta in a press. Myers stop and pop from the key.
He's hot. He's hot.
He's definitely hot now with 14 points. Puts the Chieftains up at 32-23. And Myers with up 4 points thus far in the second half. And starting out the game, Myers put the first 6 on the board for the Chiefs.
He has 16 for the game. He has exactly half of Logan's total. And you have to look at that. Logan keeps hitting. He might as well keep shooting it. In fact, I've only got Keith missing 1 shot all night. He is 6 out of 7 from the field and 4 out of 4 at the foul line. So if you're hot, keep feeding the guy. Let him shoot it.
Keith just playing an incredible ball game tonight. One factor is West Ball Kerry York only with 3 points and averaging 22 a game. His first game against Nelsonville 19, against Brookhaven 25. York being a shutdown tonight.
Well, of course, Kerry did not play the last couple minutes of the first half and did not start here in the second half. But you're right, he has not really been in the flow yet. I mean, it's kind of hard to figure out. But I said when you get the ball to Keith, Keith might as well keep shooting it. He has been open. He's been hot. There's no sense in really, not taking the shot. If Kerry is in there, unless Kerry's got a better shot, Keith might as well keep shooting it. So something you have to watch, the rest of the ball game if Keith can keep that up, and when Kerry gets back in the ball game, how much of a factor he will be.
Marietta basketball, and this is Huker to Clark. Clark shot from the elbow is good. 6 minutes even in the third period. Marietta cuts that lead down 7:32-25. And we're going to have a foul on 1-3-13 of Brian Huker. Point guard for Marietta. Hukel's second personal foul. Marietta's second team foul. Logan yet to pick up a foul here in the second period, or rather the third period of play, the second half. Inbounds goes to Conrad. And York still on the bench for the Chiefs. And that's Myers. Myers, incredibly hot tonight. He's got 16. He is 8 of 9 from the floor. Shot by Schaub is no good. Myers picks up the rebound. Wade, turn around, put it up, shot, won't fall. Schaub picks up the rebound. Bugle will knock it out of bounds, and it'll be Chieftain basketball.
Third quarter has indeed been Keith Myers. All Keith Myers, 3 out of 3 from the field, 4 rebounds for Keith already in this quarter. And as we said, now 18 points.
Miles will drive to the corner, give it back to Campbell. Ball in the middle of Myers. Myers' shot's good. Keith Myers now with 18. Myers once again with a perfect 4 in the second half. And I believe he is, Myers with 20 rather, and I believe he's 9 of 10 from the field overall.
Yep.
Clark, shot no good, but we got a foul on Keith. Rather, that's number 32, Jim Wade. Wade picked up the foul. Jimmy Wade's the third foul. Logan's first team foul of the second half. Marietta tries to knock the ball off of Jim Wade's legs to knock it out of bounds, so he was having trouble getting it in. He knew his time was running out.
Very close to a 5-second violation, but Logan got a tie ball out of that, so as, even though Mary gets the ball now, Logan will have the ball in the next possession on a tie ball, a jump ball situation.
And the inbounds go to Clark way out near the half-court line. Bradley, shot goes. Or rather, that was a mirage. (36-27) the Chiefs. 4:25 left to go here in the third period of play. Campbell, shot, no good. Myers rebound, it's good. 22 points for Keith Myers. Ball almost stolen away, and the foul's on, I think, number 14, Eric Wally. Wally's first, and that'll make it the team's second. The Chiefs are up by 11, 38-27. The jumper, and that was Bradley. Marietta will go into the man-to-man defense. York getting ready to check in, and Campbell not hitting. Wade getting the rebound and picking up the foul. And York now will come into the basketball game. And he'll check in for double zero Cliff Campbell. So if York can come in here and get hot, I'm sure the Chiefs will just blow it wide open.
Yeah, it's very possible. The way Keith's hitting shots now with Carey in the ball game. One thing is Carey is in for, he's not in for Wade, I guess. So the three big men are back in the ball game. They are on the verge with a good spurt right here of blowing the game up, and you're right, Pete.
Actually, the original starting lineup is back into the ball game. Wade is at the line, and he misses the front end of his two-shot foul, getting fouled under the board off a rebound off a missed shot from Campbell. Second end, though, is good. It makes it 39-29. And Wade now, I believe, with 5 points. Right under the middle, shot is good. Number 53, Brian Morris. Excellent feed into Morris in the middle. Makes it 39-31. Myers stop and pop from the elbow, shot won't go. Only the first missed shot for Myers in the second half, and only the second of the game. The lay-in, the attempted lay-in by Huthel, no good. Right under the middle to Myers. Myers can't get the ball to fall. And Wade will get knocked to the floor by Morris. I'll tell you, past couple times down the court, Wade is just getting banged and beat around under the middle.
I guess an understatement. Jimmy is not what you can say one of your biggest built people either, you know.
Wade is thin.
I wouldn't call him fragile, but I wouldn't call him stout either.
Wade is 6'5", but he is not one of your ball players.
We were looking last week, Pete, and you'll agree with me here, when they stood for the national anthem. Carey is just taller than Jim. I think Jim's about 2 inches taller than Carey.
I would say Jim, even though he's listed as 6'3", you gotta call him 6'5".
6'5", I think so.
And way to get called for foul. 14th Chieftain turnover, as opposed to 16 for Marietta. I'm not sure what the turnover total was last week at Brookhaven.
17.
It was 17, thanks to our statistician Craig Dunn. Myers with the rebound. Keeps to go to Wade. Wade tries to get it to Myers, but can't do it. Clarence Clark bring the ball down the floor for Marietta. Shot no good. Wally with the rebound. Conrad will holler out an offense and go to Myers. Myers puts it up to the wing. It's good. Keith Myers now with 24. Puts the Chieftains up by 10 at 41-31. I believe their biggest lead of the no-rider. Their second biggest lead of the ball game. They're up by 11 at one point. They're up by 10 now, 41-31. And we got a whistle here. And the foul. We're going Jimmy Wade, his fourth foul. That is crucial.
That's definitely a crucial thing. The basket did not count, fortunately, but that is Jimmy's fourth foul. Cliff Campbell comes back in. So that height advantage is a little bit going away there. York on the rebound.
York out to Myers. Myers around behind his back, and he'll hold it up. It was a 2-on-1, or rather a 1-on-2, I guess. Excellent drive, baseline drive by DJ Conrad. Conrad picks up his third and fourth points of the game, and Wally gets his hand on that one. But Clark comes up with the basketball. Excellent dish off in the middle, but number 45, McBride charged Kerry York. And I tell you, nobody takes a charge better than number 34, Kerry York.
I thought he had that time. He must have been moving just enough that it wasn't set. That is his third foul. So Wade's on the bench with 4. York is in the game with 3. With 1:16 to go in the third quarter. Logan up 12, but the height, could be a big factor here now, because if Kerry would have to get a fourth foul, he's got to go to the bench. And that would mean only Keith Myers, and Keith Myers has one foul on it, but Keith Myers getting in the ball game this quarter.
Mike Durr, Jamie Burcham, and Jeff Black left on the bench for Logan. Campbell into the ball game along with Myers, York, Wally, and Conrad. This is McCarthy. McCarthy checked back into the game for Marietta, number 23. And this is the first time we see McCarthy in the ball game since the second period. So Marietta picks up their fourth team foul. Logan, or rather both teams in the bonus now. Number 35, fifth will check into the game for number 43, Mark Bradley. So Marietta now going with McCarthy, Fukel, Fist, and McGrage. And number 53, Brian Morris. The front end of the 1-and-1 by McCarthy is. And that is McCarthy's first point of the evening. McCarthy will cut that lead to 10, 43-33 Chiefs. 49 seconds left to go in the third period of play. Feed to York. York put it up. It's good. Kerry York picks up his 6 points for the evening. Ball knocked away by Wally. Wally will go across to Campbell. Excellent move by Cliff Campbell. Bucket is good. Cliff Campbell now with 6 points. So the Chiefs will go up by 14. But 4, rather unanswered points on the board just like that.
big factor there. Give Eric Roy a lot of credit right there. Good hustling defense.
Shot by McGrath, no good. York with the rebound. And Logan now getting into that running game, but it's going to slow it up. Conrad from way out, no good. And that's the end of the third period of play here at the Hilltop, with Logan leading the Marietta Tigers by 14, 47-33. And we'll be right back with fourth period action right after this.
Shots, pulled down 7 rebounds in that quarter, not for the game, in that quarter. And he has 24 points going into the fourth quarter. Logan that quarter was 9 out of 17 for the field and dominated the boards 13-4 in that quarter. So Logan now is ahead 22-14 in rebounding.
So Logan definitely coming out of the locker room hot. And I believe it was last year, just a year ago, Craig, that third period was always the Chieftains' quarter. They always outplayed by far their opponents in the third period of play. York misses a lay-in there. Yuko gets the ball off the Fist. Fist from the middle is good. And Fist now with 4 points. Marietta pressing. Ball taken away by Hugo. He should get the lay-in, but he misses the shot. Campbell comes up with the rebound. Conrad, it's good. DJ Conrad now with 6 points. Logan will go on top once again by 14, 49-35. Morris being pressured heavily. That running that was McGrath. Fist will take the jumper, shot no good. Wally come up with the rebound and give it to Conrad. Or rather Myers wide open under the middle. 26 points for Keith Myers. Marietta wants a timeout. They're down by 16 points, 51-35, 6:46 left to go in this ball game.
I think the mistake Marietta made was getting Logan into a running game. Logan has really done well in transition the last 2 quarters, to say. First quarter not so much, they did in the second and third quarters. The transition game has gotten back in the ball game and now got him a comfortable lead. But Logan's been very smart with the outlet passes. They have missed very few of their opportunities on the fast break. So 6:46 to go in the game, 16-point lead. Looks pretty good at this point.
Well, that's how Logan broke it up against Nelsonville in the season opener. They got Nelsonville in a running game, and they beat Nelsonville. However, against Brookhaven, a quick team. They're quick.
Right,
and Logan got beat by their running game.
Brookhaven is not a team you want to run with. And you can see more than not the Columbus schools will be a team you cannot run with. But down in this area, there are very few running schools. Nelsonville, York, as we said, Nelsonville has never been a running team. Marietta is trying to be, but they have not shown it tonight. And you get on the FCL, Jackson runs a little bit, but not much. Gallipolis is more of a patterned offense team. And Athens, this year, I would not see them being such a running team also. So Logan's got that advantage all year.
Logan sticking to that press, that full-court press, zone press. Fist to take it down and have to give it back out to McCarthy. Clark into the ball game. McCarthy from the wing, shot no good. York, Sky for the rebound. York will take it himself. York's shot was way short, but I tell you, Keith Myers right under the bucket for it, and he'll put it in for his 27th and 28th points of the evening. And Myers almost picked up 2 more, but stepped on the out-of-bounds line. And this is a season high for anybody, I guess, thus far, 28 points.
Well, I think it's a career high, too. I don't remember Keith ever getting in varsity play. getting more than this amount. I know he's around the 30s, so he's well on his way to a 30-point game.
That shot by number 35, Fist, is good. Makes it 53-37 Chiefs. York was wide open, but Keith had his back turned to him, missed him. Conrad with the lay-in. He now has the 8. Thus far, the scoring runs. Myers with 28, York with 6, Conrad with 8, and Campbell with 6. This shot falls short, but number 51, Schaub, will pick up the bucket. 55-39 Chiefs, 5:21 left to go in the ball game. Myers to go across the half-court line to Conrad. Conrad will drive to go back out to Wally. Wally in the middle to York. York will turn around, put it up, shot will not fall. York again, it is good. So York now with 8. Knocked out of bounds by Kerry York. So thus far in the ball game, Keith Myers only cheats him in double figures.
Well, Kerry has 10. I think we miscounted there. Kerry does have 10 points, but Keith Myers still has been the man to watch tonight.
Under 5 minutes to play in the ball game, the Chiefs are now up by 16, 57-41. Myers will give it off to Campbell. Wade's still out of the ball game with 4 fouls. Keith has the ball knocking away, and it'll be Marietta basketball because it was out on last touch by Keith Myers.
After that first quarter, you know, when Marietta had 10 turnovers and Logan had 5, it's now even at 17 all on turnovers.
So Marietta definitely, even though Logan has pretty well blown them out thus far in the second half, Marietta controlling the turnovers.
It's not been their mistakes so much as their missed shots now.
Across court and back to Clark from the elbow shot. Will not fall. Keith Myers comes up with a rebound. Campbell wide open under the bucket, won't go. And Keith will get called for, well, he trapped the ball, I suppose, touching the ball while still in around the cylinder. He trapped the ball right against the edge of the rim is what he did.
Right, that would be a goaltend. He didn't time his leap quite right. He was trying to jam it back in, I think, and didn't time the leap quite right.
I think you can say at least 3 of these Chieftain ball players are capable of skying that high to do it.
.349 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been a quick game.
And I believe that's the fouls on number 11, Clark, Clarence Clark. I think that's his third. It is his third. And Cliff Campbell will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Campbell, if I am correct, he has 6 points.
Definitely a varsity high for him. And Cliff played well off the bench tonight. Those 2 shots he made in the second quarter, I think, were the keys to the ball game.
Cliff came in for York and put 4 points on the board, real quick like from both ends of the floor.
Exactly.
And he just thinks the first shot of his the front end of the 1-to-1, give him 7 points now, give him 8. So Campbell with a chance to break into double figures in a varsity game for the first time. That shot from way out by McCarthy is good. 59-43 the Chiefs at 3 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the game. Myers in the middle to York. York will judge well. He tries to feed it off to Conrad, but knocked out of bounds.
I'm sure Keith is unaware he needs 2 more points for 30, but I'll tell you, he's one of the most unselfish players ever going to say, good move by Campbell. All right.
In double figures now. So Cliff Campbell playing an excellent game tonight. He's in double figures. He's got 10 points, as well as York, who has 10, and Myers with 28. Shot is blocked. Rather, he's picked up a foul. That was a foul on Kerry York. That is York's fourth foul.
Keith Myers coming out to a very deserved rest. I don't know if Coach Harvin's aware he has 28 points. But again, Keith's the type of kid, he's an unselfish ball player. It doesn't bother him. He's glad the team won.
Front end of the two-shot foul by Eric Engel, the junior, 6-foot junior, is no good. Jamie Burcham is going to check into the ball game for Eric Wally. And I'm sure we'll see some action from Jeff Black as well tonight too.
Eric Wally did not score tonight, but I've got him for 7 assists and a couple rebounds.
So Engel picks up, sinks that one, picks up his first point of the evening. 3 minutes left. York, the jumper, way long. And Campbell is going to get called for the foul. So the Chiefs up by 17 points, 61-44. And we're under 3 minutes here to go in the ball game. 2:56 to be exact. Clarence Clark will go to the foul line. And Clark, I'm not sure the total, he has 8, now 9. Clarence Clark from Marietta coming off the bench and doing a fine job for the Tigers tonight. Conrad will go to York. York in the middle to Campbell. Campbell turn around, put it up, shot. Rolls around the rim, but just will not fall for Cliff Campbell. I tell you, Craig, that was funny. It looked like it could have just gone either way and fall to the outside.
You don't think Cliff's having a night he's going to remember?
Cliff definitely having
Black coming in
an
now.
excellent night. And Jeff Black checking the ball game for Cliff Campbell, who will come out with 10 points. Cliff playing probably one of his finest varsity ball games. Cliff did play some good ball. When he got in last year, he played good ball as a sophomore for this Southeastern Ohio League champion basketball squad. York comes up with the tip in. He has 12. Puts the Chieftains up by 18, 63-45. Shot no good. Rebound by number 40. That is number 41, and I believe I'm missing him
I believe that's
on my roster.
55. They gave him the wrong number, I believe.
Conrad take it to the bucket. He was fouled.
That's Dave Sheelight, number 55 in your program, and number 41 on the floor.
And also into the ballgame for Marietta, number 15, Matt Hydorn. He is a sophomore, 5'10 sophomore. Conrad makes the first charity shot of the two-shot foul. Second shot no good, and loose ball. It's going to be Marietta basketball, or rather Logan basketball. Black into the game now. Conrad will check out. So York, the only starter left in the ball game, with Burcham, Campbell, Durr, Black, and once again York. 64-47, 1 minute and 51 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Jeff Black's the only varsity player has not scored this year, so you're nice to see him put one in the bucket. That's Logan's 19th turnover. They have more turnovers now in Marietta does, 19 to 18.
Ball stolen away, and we got a foul on Clark. That's Clark's fourth foul. And it'll be a 1-and-1. York will go to the line with 12 points. We're down to 1:31 in the ball game. So you could say the Chieftains opening up their Southeastern Ohio League play, doing it pretty well.
I would say so, Pete, and they've done it really
I shouldn't say without Kerry York, because Kerry was in foul trouble in the second and third quarter. He's got 13 points now, but as they call traveling on Marietta, Kerry wasn't in the ball game there really. The key times, I guess you could say, second and third quarter, because of fouls.
Of course, when, even though Kerry York is out, and he had first 2 games of the season excellent, you take someone like Keith Myers, who more than makes up for it. Keith with 28 points.
That's right. That's right. That's the thing about this Logan team, is that you can shut down one.
But
you can get like Kerry in foul
right.
trouble, or you can get Jim Wade in foul trouble, but you've got to stop all 5 to beat Logan. And that's a tribute, I think, to not only the players, but Coach Hardman, because of a good cohesive group.
York will put it up. Shot will not fall. York having some trouble with his outside shot tonight, but hitting on the inside, which is where he's needed more than any place else. Logan's still up by 18, 65-47. We're under a minute to go here in the ball game. Ball stolen away on the intended pass to Black. Black, the shot by the lay-in by Clark will not fall. Campbell comes up with the rebound. Bertram, stop and pop, it's good. So Bertram has scored now. He gets the scoring column with 2 points. The middle of the no good. And that'll be the tip in by number 41, Sheelite. Or rather, Sheelite. And the lay-in by number 33, Eric Engel. So Marietta picking up 4 quick points. York loses the ball. And he'll keep a hold of it, put it in. The bucket will not count. The bucket was too late. And the Chiefs open their Southeastern Ohio League season on a very good, the Marietta Tigers 67-51 here at the Hilltop. And looking briefly at our schedule, we're quick like to see where the Chieftains go next. And the next league game will be at Jackson on December the 13th, and they will travel tomorrow night to Wilmington. And then Tuesday they will play Zanesville here at home. And once again, the Logan Chieftains winning 67-59 tonight. And we will take a quick break and come back with the final stats after this. Southeastern Ohio League contest this season, 67-51. Craig, some final stats.
Halftime, huh?
Halftime.
Yeah, final stats. I guess the key stat we're going to look at really for this ball game is Keith Myers with 28 points. He had, I got to add up here, 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds, 2 assists. Well, he was 12 out of 16 from the field for the evening. 28 points for Keith Myers. Kerry York had 13 despite a lot of foul trouble. And Cliff Campbell comes off the bench with an excellent performance, 10 points. DJ Conrad had 9, Jim Wade had 5, and Jamie Bertram had 2. Mike Durr, Eric Wally, and Jeff Black did not score. Eric Wally, however, had 7 assists, and you can't measure Eric Wally's role really in scoring. You got to measure it in assists, defense, team play like that. And Eric will not be a 10-point-a-game scorer, but he does his job.
Right.
His floor job. Right.
Eric will more than likely put points on the board in the other game. However, he didn't score tonight.
Exactly.
But he will contribute. With
his
defense. Right, and also his offense, excellent assists, as you mentioned. And once again, going back to York and Myers, Myers just playing that incredible ball game tonight, scoring 28 points. He hit the boards. And of course, Kerry got into foul trouble, sat down. And when you look for Kerry York, so many people are looking at Kerry York. With Keith Myers, as we mentioned before, you can't shut down one chieftain and win the ball game. You got to shut down the whole team.
That's right, and the kind of ball game that Kerry had. Kerry was in foul trouble. He played well when he was in there. That's not get me wrong. He played well while he was in there, but when he was not in there, Keith Myers took up the slack. And again, it's one of those things you had to stop Keith tonight. You stop Kerry to an extent because of foul trouble. Stop Jim Wade due to foul trouble. But Keith Myers comes through at 28 points. You bring Cliff Campbell off the bench, he gets 10. Eric Wally plays a great floor game. that's what we say. They stopped 2, they didn't stop the rest of them. So that's one thing always look at for the Chieftains. I think all the way through the rest of the season.
Of course, Chieftains wanted this ball game bad. They suffered a heartbreaking loss last week to Columbus Brookhaven in overtime, 61-59. Of course, this Kirk Harmon's alma mater.
Yeah.
And
he coached the junior varsity for 8 years.
Yeah,
right?
well, maybe I don't know if he graduated from Marietta High School.
I'm not sure.
Or
I think he did. But I'm not sure.
That's why I'm not sure if he grew up there or not.
Well,
Nevertheless,
about that.
that's one win. Harmon always likes to have, and it was a good win for the Chiefs.
Plus, also, of course, this game will air at a different time. But the night following this game, Logan played Wilmington. It sounds funny saying played, but
and
they played
then they traveled
Wilmington.
to Zanesville
then
last
they have
night.
Zanesville. That's a home game, isn't it?
Right.
It's a home game.
No, they stay here for Zanesville.
This is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they played Wilmington Saturday night. They played Zanesville last night. I can't believe I'm talking this way. And so by the time you see this, they could be 4-1. We hope they are 4-1. But they've got Wilmington will be gunning for them after last year's ball game. Zanesville, Logan took them last year. So now, really, we can look ahead now to another SEL game with Jackson.
Next Friday.
Next Friday, or on Friday. Actually, 2 nights from now.
Right. So that pretty well wraps it up from the Hilltop here. Once again, Logan defeating Marietta tonight, 67-51.